I think what's really been hard to accept about where I am in life is that it's not where I expected to be when I was younger. When I was young, I thought that I would achieve the most incredible of things. I thought that I would invent things. I thought that I would contribute. I thought I would change the world. I thought that my impact would be something which people would write books about. And I always knew as I grew older that not everyone can do that. But I never really thought of it as something that would befall me, like that would be my future. But as I get older, I realize that that actually might be the case in some areas at least. And that's been difficult to accept because I had this view of myself that's being challenged very, very viciously. You know, I've been shaken out of my delusions, so to speak. Um, and it's put me in this position where I'm starting to think, can that version of myself that I thought I would be still exist if I persist and work as hard as I can? And if not, can I get close to that? If I can get close to that and reach that level of myself, that is not that imagined state that I had when I was younger, but close to it. Would I accept it if I reached that close state? So even that is hard to accept because it's not what I imagined, you know? It's difficult when you feel like you could have had something else, but you were just not able to reach it because of circumstances beyond your control. If that makes sense. Like maybe like realistically you could have never reached that goal, but you wanted it so badly. And then you just were not capable of reaching that goal. That's hard to accept. And I think I'm just in a place of transition where I want to bring value to the world, but I don't know what that value is. I don't know who I am anymore. And I'm on a journey of trying to figure out who that person is. Because on one end, the world tells you that you're valuable as you are. But on the other end, it tells you if you cannot provide value to us, you're not valuable at all. Otherwise, if really we were valuable, even if we did absolutely nothing, then we wouldn't need to pay for things. We wouldn't need to pay bills. We wouldn't need to pay for water and food and housing because we'd just be valuable, you know? But it doesn't work like that. So I've come to a place where I'm now thinking to myself, okay, am I valuable to the world? Because everything that I thought that I had that was valuable to the world has been challenged furiously. I've been challenged vigorously. And that's not very easy to accept. But I'm accepting it slowly. And I think I've also begun to accept that you might just need to be a bit more persistent and a bit more accepting of challenges whenever you're trying to do something. I don't think comfort is the default that we should just accept. But on another level, I think there's a level of comfort which is fundamental to who you are. It's like the difference between you climbing up a steep mountain versus you walking through a pathway with a bunch of hot coals. Like you can probably get past that path which has hot coals, but you'll be scorched. But if you were to walk up the mountain, It's hard, but you would be able to get there with enough effort. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to go up the mountain. I don't want to go through that path of hard coals. Yeah. So this is just me sharing where I'm at right now. This thought process that's been going on inside my head and why I'm doing social media, what I want to get out of it. I think for the longest time, I've wanted to do social media. I've started and stopped so many times. And the reasons I've stopped so many times is because I would come to a place where I would think to myself, this isn't really what I want to do long term on social media. It's just what I thought I wanted to do, but then I changed my mind. So I stop, I restart, I stop, I restart. And it's because I have been changing over the years and I didn't really have something which I thought to myself, this is actually who I am. And when you're so different than you were in the past, it's not easy for you to be consistent in that way. But I think with what I'm doing right now, I'll be able to be more consistent because I'm just putting out there my thoughts. I'm putting out there my process. I'm putting out there what I'm trying to achieve. I don't want to have one singular interest. I want to have multiple interests. I'm a writer. I'm an artist. I'm also somebody who cares about mental health. I care about science. I really like talking about philosophy of religion. I like philosophy in general. I really would like to get into reading about history and also just in general learning about life. That's who I am. And to distill that in one singular interest, that's going to be something that I do throughout the channel is difficult. I don't think that's something I can do. But I think if I am honest with where I am right now and that I might change, it helps me to be a little less anxious and it makes me feel a little less pressure to have it all figured out right now. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to start, even though I don't know where I am going, but I do know I'm going somewhere that feels very aligned with where I want to be.